Start with the idea of Radio 1 as opposed to the pirates. Do you think that the BBC is going to be able, in the long run, to give as satisfactory a service to the people who like the pirates as they got from the pirates?
Well, because the BBC got tremendous problems, Bernard, which you probably know about. We hear about free radio, or at this particular moment, well, what exactly is free radio? It's free for the pirates in as much as they don't pay copyright and they don't pay any kind of PRS whatsoever. If the pirates were legalised, they would then face the same problems as the BBC. It's happening with Manx Radio and the Isle of Man, in as much as that Radio 1 would like to be able to play records all day. But the Musicians' Union, because they want to protect the jobs of their members, won't allow this. They only allow 6 hours of records a day. This also is not only a Musicians' Union problem, the record companies also don't want to have records played all day because they believe that over-exploitation affects the sales of their records. In fact, when the pirates were going full blast, record sales went down considerably.
I didn't realize that. Well, on the whole, do you think that we have enough variety as things stand? I mean, I was just listening to the car radio last night as I was going home. All I could get was either pop music or a fairly bad play or something terribly classical.
Yes.
Or foreign.
Yeah.
Shouldn't there be a kind of setup where you can always get either pop music or Sinatra, Fitzgerald, whatever that field is, if you want it, or comedy, or, I mean, shouldn't there be at least 4 or 5 channels so that you've got a choice?
Yes, but then, of course, the amount of needle time that the BBC allowed covers all those channels, you see. That's the awful part about it. They're just not given enough needle time to be able to cope with that, so they have to go for what they consider to be the most popular form of recorded music. Personally, I think that the time will come when the BBC will have more variety in the music. I believe in a variety program of music. I think a record program should not be any one particular kind of music. It should be the best of all kinds. This is the way I've always worked, and I think, I'm not trying to say that mine is the most successful way of working, but it's the one that, particularly during the day, when housewives are at home, they don't want the top 10 all the time. I think that there should be a wider choice of music. And then I think between 5:30, after 5:30, when the teenagers are home, then they can go as pop as they like. And, of course, at the moment, Radio 1 finishes at 7:30, and you go back to your indifferent plays again, which I think is very sad, because that is the time when they should be having the pop music on, full blast.
Are you in sympathy with the Musicians' Union on this question?
Well, I think that the BBC employ more musicians than any other broadcasting company in the world. I'm in sympathy with them, but I think that they are somewhat, well, it's not my union, so I really shouldn't say this, but I think there's something of anachronism, it's not easy to say, because then they are basically denying the public something that they want. I think that they should have allowed, and I think the BBC should certainly have asked for this, that at least one channel should have been devoted entirely to recorded music, as in every other country in the world, on the assumption that musicians would still be employed on the other channels, in which they would be, I'm sure.
The union and conductors that I talk to complain that what is happening as a result of the pop craze is that in 10 years there are going to be no second trumpets, no second violins for symphony orchestras and things.
This is one of the sad things, of course, at the moment. And if I had a boy who wanted to become a musician, the first thing I would do would be to throw the guitar out of his hand, because there's going to be something of a surplus of guitar players in 10 years' time. I'd like to see my boy take up a brass instrument or a violin or something like that, because that way he's going to make a lot of money if he's a good musician.
Yeah, but I mean, is there going to be the call for it? I mean, isn't there a possibility that he might never get work at all?
Oh no, there'll certainly be a call for it, because I mean, most of the music today, even a group will have a brass backing. You'll see these young kids going there and playing their pop record of the day, backed by 40 to 50-year-old musicians. And this is going to be a problem in the future, I think.
Okay, let's hold that reel there. And we'll go on to the next. fine.
I should probably.
This is fine.